What's up, y'all? This is Tony. I'm back again with another one. My Uppp surgery. This is day 10. 10 days out. Had the surgery on the 17th. Today is the 26th. It's actually Saturday. Everything was going wonderful. You know, I post my videos, let y'all know how things were going and everything. You know, hope, inspiration, everything. You know, never really had no problems, you know, the first few days after surgery. Actually, the first 3. Then you get a little sore throat after all the medication wears off and blah, blah, blah. You know, sleeping's a little bit, you know, irregular. You know, you don't want to sleep much. You know, you eat small, you know, all that stuff. But, you know, it wasn't nothing unbearable. So today, right, I leave out, and I said, well, I'm going to get me some ice cream. I said, that's a good idea, you know. I'm going to take the fam out. We're going to go get some ice cream, and, you know, that'll help my throat as well, and that'll be cool. So on the way there, I stopped somewhere on the way there, and I'm like, yo, my lip is swollen. So my lip had like swollen up, like real big. On this side, pretty much my whole lip had swollen up, and my throat was dry. Not my throat, excuse me. The inside of my mouth was extremely dry. You know, so I called the on-call, you know, ENT, and he was like, yo, you ain't gonna go to the emergency room, you know, get that checked out, because that could just be a small problem, small situation. But we don't want to turn it into a big situation. You know, if the swelling goes from your, you know, whatever's causing it to go from your mouth, throat being, you know, your mouth being dry, then it can get to your throat. And, you know, in that incision or whatever, this, that, and the other. So, long story short, I went there, gave me a steroid for the swelling. They gave me an IV with some Benadryl in it or whatever. And they gave me one other thing, I don't really remember. But, they seem to think at the end of the day that my blood pressure pills, you know, caused this adverse reaction, but, you know, I'm not too sure about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm only taking, you know, a small amount of blood pressure pills, and I've been taking the same ones that I started out with. You know, I actually went back instead of taking the ones that they tried experimenting with me to get it, you know, my blood pressure, you know, at a certain level. And so I actually went back to some blood pressure medicine I've been taking before, which, you know, it ain't really no secret or nothing. You know, I was taking that 10 milligram of lisinopril, and you know, but actually I'm taking 2 because they, you know, they double it. And I've been writing down every day. You know, it's doing this, it's doing that, it's doing this, it's doing that. So we're doing pretty good on that. So I didn't think that's what it was. It had anything to do with it, right? But what I do think is, I was talking about the swelling, right? Well, actually the pain. No, the pain to my throat. And I started taking this. This Ricola. You know, the commercial, right? And this stuff, they gave me this actually at the hospital. They gave this to me at the hospital, you know, to help, like right after I got out of anesthesia, like right when I was waking up from anesthesia. You know, the nurse or RN, you know, had some candies on the table. You want one of these? So this helped me. So I went and actually bought this. I've been taking this, you know, not the whole 10 days, not all the time, but in between the meds, right? In between the meds, going from, you know, every 4 hours, like at 2 hours, or right before I'm going to eat, I know my throat gonna be all, you know, kind of scratchy and dry. I take one of these, help the food go down better, whenever that may be. You know, but usually it's in between the medicine. So I was fine with this. But when I would get the pain, you know what I mean? I went to the pharmacist, and I actually talked to the pharmacist on, you know, the head pharmacist back there, you know, for Walgreens. He was telling me about this stuff here. And this stuff right here is called Cepacol. And he seemed to like this because he's saying, you know, this right here has relieved sore throat pain. It's fast acting, and it does maximum numbing. So I like this because this you know, numbs the throat. He did point out that it's got this little thing called benzocaine, 15 milligram ingredient in it. Menthol, 3.6 milligram oral pain reliever. Now I'm thinking, I took one of these this morning, and I took it the other night. But that swelling, I brushed my teeth also. So I think between me brushing my teeth and I was feeling really good this morning, by the way. Everything was going wonderful. So I brushed my teeth. I'm feeling all like, you know, I'm going to go take the fam out. I'm going to go show love. You know, we're going to get some ice creams. We might do some other stuff, trying to get back into the flow of things, right? But I think this stuff right here has something to do with my swelling. But they seem to think it's blood pressure pills. So now they want me to hold off on the blood pressure pill, and they gave me some new prescriptions and stuff like that. Now mind you, it's Saturday, right? I can't get in touch with my primary doctor. I can't get in touch with my throat surgeon doctor. I can get with on-call people, right? The guy that's on call, he know about this, so he agreed with it. He actually talked to the lady at the emergency room, the doctor at the emergency room, and they agreed on this Benadryl and this other stuff, but still take my pain meds and all that. So the only thing really got cut out is the blood pressure medicine, which I know my primary doctor, she's not gonna like that. She always said, well, why didn't you call me? Well, last time, I had some stuff and I was a little bit allergic to it. It was New Year's Eve when I had a little reaction to some other stuff before I switched back to this stuff I was taking, years ago. Well, not years ago, but the stuff that always worked for me. I guess we thought it was too, it was too weak, you know what I mean? It was like, it ain't really doing nothing. So that's what I'm on now, so how could that be what caused you to swell up? But anyway, he did put me on this for rust or something, because this helps dissolves in your mouth, because when you're healing from throat surgery, sometimes your skin, with the antibiotics and stuff, be looking like rust color, like rust or whatever they call this stuff. Whatever, y'all know what I'm talking about. It's the stuff the film that gets on your sore and makes it look like crap. He wanted me to take these, so these they keeping me on these too. So I'm just gonna do what they said, and we got something called My Chart, whatever they call that thing, My Chart, and I can put some notes in there, and whoever needs to get it will get it, on Monday. I'm not really too worried about it right now, but I was worried about it when I was had a little swelling up, because I know if it swelled up here and I felt it start to swell my gums up here, like coming up here, if it got back there, woo, could have got really ugly. But my point is, I just give you all a different perspective of, my situation with the whole surgery, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's situation different, Y'all been hearing a lot of, positive, stuff about it. Not your normal stuff you see on the internet, But this stuff that you're hearing from me might be different. Some of the people you've seen on the internet that had their little stories might not went through, what I went through, or what I'm going through with it, you know what I mean? So, but I guess at the end of the day, you got to make your own decision. Like I said before, everything's still cool. Air feels good. I had to clear out my nose a little bit earlier, but breathing out both sides, taking in all the air I want. It's cold out here today, a little teeny breeze, but that air smells just good. For 10 days out, I wouldn't trade this for what I was going through or suffering before. You know what I mean? I wouldn't trade that for what I was going through before. Nah. Being, 43, doing all kind, coming up from the, just grinding, work, out in the workforce, construction, landscaping, just an animal, a beast out here with this stuff, driving equipment and all that crazy stuff. I used to do some crazy stuff. And then you feel like, summertime come, whenever come, you waking up in the middle of the night. If you can't sleep, then how you gonna perform the next day to do all the stuff you want to do? You know, so you know, you can make it. You know, I got faith in you. You can make it. You know, some of the stories I heard are completely different than what I'm telling you. But I didn't have to go through the stuff that they were saying, the stuff that would have made me say hell no. You know, some of that stuff I didn't really see. Like I could breathe through when they put the you know, the splint in your nose. I could breathe a little bit, even though it wasn't as good as the breathing I did with my situation already. Not having to breathe out of my nostrils when I wanted to. At least they would say, okay, this was gonna stay open, and this was gonna pretty much be closed. It clogged itself up. But when I was going through it before I had the surgery, either one could clog up any night, any given time for whatever reason, and you can't really get it open. You can blow yourself to death. Floors, you know, run the Flosinate up your nose, tissues everywhere. You weren't opening it up really, because it was your whatever they call it, you know, in your nose, you know, your turbinates, you know, in your nose. Once they get built up, the tissue expands. You know, you gotta have that stuff, you know, fixed. And that's really it. I mean, but as far as, you know, I wasn't. You can still get around, you know, and I never really felt like I was shut in. You know, none of the time I was in surgery. I mean, if it's, you know, I couldn't sleep at night, but I could still get up and go to the bathroom, still move around and stuff like that. So, but I ain't liking the swelling thing all that great, but I will keep y'all posted. I'll let y'all know how that go. It sucks that it's Saturday, you know what I mean? I can't find out so much about it, but it's all good. Yo, but this is Tony, Uppp surgery, on the 10th day. And also I'm gonna shoot y'all that video on how I get them, what happened when I got them splints pulled out of my nose too. You know, y'all gonna really enjoy that. Those having, you know, everything done. That's gonna answer a lot of y'all questions as well. But I'm out. Keep the faith. Stay strong and all that stuff. You know, get educated. Most important, talk to your doctor. You know, that way it'll help you make a really informed decision. You can watch stuff, you know, people talk about it like myself and you know, hundreds of other people. But at the end of the day, take that with a grain of salt and say, okay, that's what they went through. My body's different. I might go through something else. You know, it might be something different for me. But don't let it stop you from getting this operation, if that's what you choose to do after you sleep on it, you know, and pray. I'm out. Alright, so here's the bandage up from earlier when I had to go back to the hospital and get, you know, get a little IV for you know, fluids and steroid and all that stuff. You know, I'm gonna tell you, my lips were swollen and my mouth was extremely dry. I might add some pictures of that as well. But I had a surgery on the 17th, and here's my tag they gave me. You know, that I had to go back to the hospital, you know, on the 26th. So that's what it is.